See that shouting up. You want to give it a wee drop?
Thank you. Good evening, everybody.
Hello. I'm a devil boy. You're very welcome back to the podcast. And sorry, we were talking history, wars. Give it a wee stop. We want to give it a wee extra. Sorry, we're just playing about with knives.
Playing with knives. So there's a knife, Slippy, within the first 30 seconds.
Oh, look at that, straight in with a knife.
The same as him. These are just fabulous. If you ever get a chance to get a forager, this is a beautiful big fat spear, which Slippy would love. I'm surprised he hasn't ordered one.
He likes to be different.
The back spring is just beautifully done. And this ironwood is just delicious.
It really is.
So, what are we going to talk about tonight? Well, we are going to talk about a certain show that's coming up.
We are.
We're going to
Is
talk.
It cats? Is it Starlight Express?
Yes. Well, there might be music. And
is it the Lion King? I like the Lion King.
And they're Kuna Matata, baby. Anyway.
Jesus Christ, if I didn't know where I was going, first of all, I'm completely off my trot now.
Let's keep this going because we really have very limited material tonight. I mean,
well, that's where you're wrong. We've got lots.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
what
I must have about 25 knives out to show.
Oh no, and
he's got
none because he's got rid of.
He's got 350 to show.
350.
49, 349.
349 people. You heard it here first.
I shouldn't have said that there, should I? I've just realised I shouldn't have read it. But anyhow,
were we going to ask them to guess again?
The one thing I'm going to say is, if you want to hear some really exciting news, and if you like Arthur Wright or Ashley Harrison knives,
not really. I'm not really a fan.
Well,
nor is anybody in the chat.
You have to wait till the end. So if you want to hear some nice news, and it'll be at the end of the show, and if you're going to a certain sharp show,
I can't believe that they've gone out of business. That is terrible that they've gone bankrupt.
Yeah, it is.
No, let's be honest. If you're going to sharp show, it's news you'll want to hear. I hope so. They might not. They might think it's a terrible idea. But
who cares?
Who cares? Yeah, true. True. Yeah, I really pretended I cared.
I know. And credit to you, Stephen. It actually sounded credible. So, in terms of what we're talking tonight, of course, the focus of our attention is going to be on the incredible achievement that our learned colleague here, Michael, the new man, because he is the new man, Stephen.
Absolutely.
Because he has turned over a leaf that I wouldn't have believed he could turn
over. He's flipped over a tree like a Scottish on
its end.
Yeah, what do you call it?
Whoa, can I just state that
he's been caber all week.
He's been tossing a caber all week.
Yes, he's been tossing a caber.
I do that every week. But Judd, you backed me to do this, and Stephen said that I probably wouldn't do it.
Oh no, but I never believed that you actually would.
Oh.
And I was saying
it me.
Look, I was being motivational. And
it worked.
No, but I didn't have any.
It worked.
I didn't have any basis.
I had no faith that he did.
I took on board what you said, Judd, and I ran with it.
I couldn't be more proud of him. I think what he's achieved in less than a year is absolutely phenomenal.
In spite of what some people say, because Slipjoint Sawyer, as always, trying to get on the bandwagon, is claiming all credit for your work, Mikey. Your hard work, your back-breaking labor.
But bearing in mind that this was the guy at the last two sharp shows that was just there saying, buy it, buy it, buy it, buy it. Yeah.
How the worm has turned.
Yeah.
This year has seen a change in many of our
in all of us, we've all changed in certain ways. Maybe not. Mikey's big change has been getting rid of a lot of doubles that he had, a lot of knives that he doesn't use anymore, quite a lot of Chinese ones. And he's not because he doesn't like Chinese knives, but it's just he had an abundance of Chinese knives, and he's got rid of a lot of them. And
he had an abundance of modern knives.
Yeah, he got rid of them. He's got rid of half of his blooming explaining things.
Oh, well, tell you what. Shall we go to the horse's mouth itself and ask him to talk us through it?
No. After we've done Mikey's knives, we're then going to show a clatter of knives, as many knives as we can get in the last 5 minutes because Mikey will go on.
Yeah,
Not like me.
He's got an awful lot.
He's
to
not
get
like
through.
me. He'll just
No.
go on and on and on.
Apart from anything else, he's catalogued every sale he's made, every move he's made with his knives, every one
It's
he's
like work.
accidentally. I know. So I'm expecting a full
Debrief
on what's happened. Yeah.
how much he's made, how much he's
And more to the
lost.
point, how many knives he got rid of without even asking us if we liked them.
Yeah, true that.
Did you notice that? Too?
I did, yeah. I did.
And,
Now, Michael,
Yes.
tell us how many knives you've got rid of in less than a year.
At our last can, which was less than a year ago when we did this, I had 669. I've now got 349. The end.
Yeah, just fabulous. And the 49th, it actually was 350, and you sold one today to bring it down to the 49.
I got down to 347. I got 3 knives come in, but I managed to sell a knife to Peter last night on the Discord. So I'm back down at 349. So I'm sub 350. So
that is just
nearly half. Yeah.
It took me twice as long to get mine down to 300-ish.
Yeah, 2 years. Right?
I had to do something.
It was over 2 years.
I had to do something. You was kind of egging me on, saying that once you start to get rid of a few, and once you start to like trade a few, because I hadn't got rid of many really, it will like start for you, and it did. And basically, I've actually probably got rid of more knives because I've still bought knives in that time period. I've probably bought 100 knives, so I've actually probably got rid of another 100 that have then been replaced. So I've probably got rid of like 400 and odd knives.
It's just phenomenal, phenomenal. And yes, Mikey does an awful lot of giveaways with knives. He gives people an awful lot of knives and helps people along if they're struggling. So that's why, man, why.
I know, but I think Knifeless is missing the point. He did have 667. He did have 667.
Yeah,
it seemed like a lot of knives. 667.
But this is the thing I wanted to ask was, I mean, given that you haven't stopped buying knives or collecting knives, acquiring knives, whatever way you want to put it, I mean, how have you made so much progress? What was the system? What was the process?
It started off with doubles because Stephen used to tell me off, saying, "Why have you got 2 of them? Why have you got 3 of those?" They were in like different colours and stuff, but he was right. Just pick the one that you like and then just keep it.
But yeah, Mikey, some of yours had 7 of the same knife in different colours and different blade handle materials.
Stephen, you're making me look bad again. I mean, there was 21 Junses. Which is just, they were all the same at blade shape. They just had different covers kind of thing. But yeah, so I started off with like the doubles. Then I realised that my collection was going down the traditional route of American and British slip joints with some French ones in there and a couple of Italian ones and some, the odd one here and there from different countries. So I then decided to attack the moderns. My modern collection is now probably around the 35 knives now, from maybe 350.
Yeah, I would.
And then because I was going down the British and the American more vintage route for like Case and Roberson and stuff like that, I then started to wheedle out sort of Chinese knives, not because they weren't good knives. They were absolutely great knives. I do need to say that there was nothing wrong with the knives, but I wasn't carrying them. I was never picking them up. The only Chinese knives that I was really using were Rosecraft and Rough Rider Barlows, really. Sort of, and there was a few Marbles Barlows and Queen and stuff. So I then attacked the Chinese knives, and there would always be a few that I would hold back. So there'd be a few of the moderns that I was holding back on, and a few of the Chinese knives and that. And as more and more of them went, I realised that I didn't miss them, so I let those ones go too. And then it kind of opened like the floodgates really to just me. I would be sat there on the phone to like Matt and that, and then he would just say, move it on, move it on, move it on, and we'd like talk about each knife. And in the end, there was a box of like 40 knives. I've easily let 40 knives go all at one time.
You sent Congi a box of 60 once, didn't you?
Oh, Mark's had knives off me. Dan's had a lot of knives off me. I just wanted them gone because they were never getting used.
Yeah. But this is the bit that I want to let people know. If you've got, it doesn't matter how many more you've got than you use. It's when you want to get rid of them. The secondary pleasure that you get, Mikey, is when you sell some, you start to get a lot of money coming back in. That's your money you've put into these knives. So you get some of it back, which is brilliant. And then that pleasure, I mean, you take it from there. I mean, you've upgraded your collection.
That's a big thing. You don't realise how much money that you've got actually sat there that you never use. So when these knives start to go, and you start to get a bit of cash, and you sell a few on Discord, a few on Facebook. Mark's been great. He's been a big help because I've had some cash and I've done trades. I've done quite a few trades. And then, so I'm letting 20 knives go. And here's a great one. I sent Mark a box of knives, brilliant. And I came away with this Jeffrey Mitchell knife, this custom from the States.
Beautiful, maker.
And I love this knife. This Jeffrey Mitchell is fantastic. But it was in the price range where I probably wouldn't have spent that much cash on it.
Yeah.
But because I'd raised the cash through older knives, it wasn't coming out of my pocket, if that makes sense.
Absolute sense. Yeah.
So now I've gone from, like, the knives that I've bought in have all been a much sort of higher spec, higher quality, just really nice handmade knives and stuff. And this, honestly, this Jeffrey Mitchell, I absolutely fell in love with yours. Mark had one that I had done a deal for, and he went to make a cup of tea, and it sold on his website, so I missed it.
Yeah,
so
he makes a lovely knife. His attention to detail is amazing.
Yeah, so when this one came up, I had the credit in the bank, so I just went, yeah, I love that.
Yeah, and I think that's the beauty of that.
Yeah,
of being able to do that, where it doesn't really matter, and you can actually indulge yourself in a really expensive knife, a knife that you wouldn't.
I would, because I normally feel bad about dropping a large amount of money on like one knife, but when you've not had to, because you've already spent the money, I've literally because I've probably still had at least 100 knives in it this year, probably 150. So there's probably been 550 knives gone at, and that 150 that have come in have been, to my personal eye, much nicer knives that I really wanted, much more than the ones that I let go, because I haven't missed any of them, and the ones that I've got in I think are really nice. And a side shoot of that is when you've got less knives, you get to get random more kind of thing, but you kind of what am I trying to say? It's in your eyes. What you've got is a lot nicer, a lot nicer. And
I done a video a few weeks ago. I've got less knives, but I seem to have more.
Yeah, because you've got more that you want to use and you want to carry, because you had a lot of dead knives, didn't you, previously?
Yeah. And here's the big kicker as well, Mikey, is that once you get down to 300 or 350, whatever it is, at that point, you can remember every knife you've got. And they're not hidden in places. They're not in the bottom of boxes that you haven't seen for months. I mean, I now have all my knives in front of me, and I just love it. I miss, if I miss one knife out of my, if one goes missing out of my box, I know straight away that's not there. Search for it.
Well, if you remember last year, when I was doing the count last year, the number kept going up because I kept finding some in the spare room or some in the box or like some in the drawer. I've got none of that now. I've been through the house top to bottom. I'm at 349, but the goal is the goal is really to be down to at least 300. So there's probably another 50 to go. But there could be another 100 that goes and 50 nice ones that like come in, or nicer ones.
I mean, it's all right people saying, why do you need that many knives? Because you do, if you want them. And that's the whole joy. It's
a hobby.
Everybody's hobby. And whatever you want to spend or gather up, that's your hobby.
You could have 5 knives and you could change one of those every few months for like something nicer, but 5 is like 5. Or you could have 20 like Elan does, or you could have 300. But I felt at 669, I didn't know where they all were. I didn't know what I had. I didn't know what to pick. When I go to leave for work in the morning, I'm like, what do I carry? Because I've not carried that one, but then as you pick up that one, you find one that you've not carried for like a long time, but then you kind of like the one you was carrying yesterday.
Yeah, definitely.
Mikey, there's a question here, because I mean, you mentioned Congy, Mark Congerton. So how else are you selling these knives? I mean, Knife is asking, what are these secondary knife markets? And some of the guys in the chat might be a mystery to them. So
now for the USA and the UK and Europe, there are a lot of EDC, bushcraft and knife Facebook pages which do sales. Now they don't always do sales every day. Some of them only do sales on a certain day. But I must be part of at least 25 Facebook pages where you can buy and sell knives. Now, I've bought knives on the American Facebook pages and then picked them up when I've been over in the States, you know. So, I mean, I did buy a knife back here when I was sailing around the Caribbean. I bought that Boca Castleberg that I was sailing around like the Caribbean. I was on the ship's Wi-Fi and I was buying a Boca Castleberg back home. So
you're out the portal, for crying out loud. You're in the Caribbean.
But it's really nice. It's really nice when that changes. And there's no point telling somebody to change, because you'll not, if it's what you like doing, you'll do it. There comes a time when everybody's collection, you think, what am I doing with all these? I mean, I'm not enjoying them because I don't know where half them are.
I'll be honest, and you both knew this. I was like a Hoover. I was hoovering up everything that I liked, and it wasn't so much that I really wanted them. I just had not owned them previously, and there's a lot of knives out there that once you've owned them and you've let them go, you don't always want them back. It's just, well, I've tried that knife, and I know what it's about. But I think joining this podcast and the advice that you gave me, Stephen, and obviously talking to Matt, I mean, Matt just sort of shouts at a lot of people, really. He's kind of angry, but you would understand.
I'm the educated one.
You're the educated one. Matt's the angry.
Nobody mentioned educated.
Elon's a good looking one. Mikey's the knifey one. And the wee one.
Man of reason.
That's not good. That's not good too far. Okay.
Man of many reasons, and also sticky buns. But but it's so. I think you sped up the process of me being part of this podcast. Kind of sped up the process because you knew exactly where I was going, but I kind of missed a few stops and just went straight there.
And the difference between you and me, sort of thing, I was selling knives and then buying nicer knives than I had for the channel. And not for me, it's this last sort of year I've been buying knives that I want and not trying to please the channel.
Yeah.
And that's made a difference because I've got really nice knives now, but I haven't paid cash for any of the expensive knives that I have in my collection.
So been traded.
Knives I've sold.
Or traded, yeah.
And traded to get them knives. I mean, that Chris Reeve was 650, but I only had to put 200 to it because I traded a few knives and then £200 on top of it, which is still, £200 is still a lot of money to me.
It's a lot of money for a knife, because you know what? The £10 knife does the same as a £675 knife.
There's no denying that's right. I mean, my arthritis will do me for the rest of my life.
I mean, I had over 100 Victorinox celluloid scalps. I've got that down to 15. Is it Celador scale ones? I've got that down to about 15 now, and most of those I've changed the scales to my carton now anyway, because that's what I liked. My fixed blades were at nearly 100. They're at about 40 now.
Yeah, that was a huge culling.
Yeah, I mean, at least with 40, you can carry all of them at the same time in a bandolier. You know, so or two in your boots, of course.
Or a small to be fair, the fixed blades is still an area that I think can shrink down. There's still two that I'd like to own. They're the sort of like, I wouldn't say they're growl knives. They're more like fantasy knives because I don't really need them.
Hold on. Are we talking? Are we talking the apocalypse, Mikey?
It's in the back of my head.
Now, where did this all get you last year?
It got him that. And do you want to know something? Before he gets this out, I'd just like to say something. This knife is not the knife that just wows you when you see it. But when you put it in your hand, it all makes sense.
Oh, yes.
It just makes sense completely. I just think it's something really well made and really purposeful, and it's just stunning.
So tell us about this one, Mikey.
So we went to Sharp Show last year. I had saved an extortionate amount of money to pick up a TRC Apocalypse, knowing that TRC were there and Heine Haynes were there. TRC had done the standard ranges for Heine Haynes, but they had a couple of specials, didn't they? It had got to 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I hadn't bought a single knife. Slippy was on about 177. But he'd only spent £3.50, I think. So I'd been to the TRC stand, and I think what had hit me was that I didn't want to spend 500 or 600 quid on a fixed blade.
Yeah.
But I really liked it, and there was other ones there which they'd done a special one of Magna Cut for the show. So me and Judd went to the stand. Well, Judd sort of dragged me over there by me chins, really.
Yeah.
And I showed him the. I showed him this knife, and he picked it up, and it's in Magna Cut, and he was like, "Oh, well, that's a bit special." And I said, "Yeah, it is." And at this point, they still had one Apocalypse left, but I think the Apocalypse was like 600 quid.
Yeah, but it was in a pattern you didn't like. Wasn't it the camo pattern or something?
When they called it, it was all stained and burnt, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I just wanted a normal looking blade, and this was half the price, and this is what I came away with.
And what is it?
This is the South Pole.
Gorgeous.
In Magna Cut, because they're normally in LMAX, I think, and now they're doing it in like Magna Cut.
To be honest, yeah, I think a bit now, if I was to go back and buy that, I'd buy the LMAX.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because again, a year ago, Magna Cut was still this big unknown. People hadn't really used it and tested it a lot. And now, after testing, and I've got Magna Cut myself, I was straight in a Magna Cut on my Chris Reeves and whatever.
I wanted the Magna Cut purely for the fact that it doesn't rust.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it had like the Kydex sheath, so this can go out all the time, and you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So that's what I went for. But I've got to say,
hold. You got to say
that the Apocalypse is still in the back of my mind.
Yes. Now I'm gonna stop you there, because I don't think we can move on from this without a thorough investigation of not just the purchase, but the way the purchase was executed, Michael.
Well, I have been in establishments before where you sort of count out money, if that makes sense.
Lap dancing.
I used to be a lap dancer, yeah.
And I used to pay him. Not much though. He had to buy knives.
Judd, what Judd wants me to tell you is I had been talking to the TRC people long before the show.
Girls,
TRC,
girls.
No, the TRC people, because I was saying, because they're coming over from a country which doesn't use like the pound, and I wasn't sure how they wanted paying, if they wanted to take a card payment, a PayPal, and they said to me, cash is king. We'll do you a deal for like cash. And I said, oh, fine. So I went there with cash, and obviously I'm old school, so I like to count out the money. So we're on the TRC table, Judd's there, and I'm counting out these piles of £20 notes to these two very good-looking young ladies.
Took him half an hour.
I think Judd got the wrong idea. I was buying a knife. I think Judd thought I was paying for like a pole dance.
He was hoping to get the second.
Well, no, I'm just trying to get the details. Knifeless, just trying to get the details.
The devil's in the detail.
There really is. The thing that sent me to the fair, and that will forever remain etched in my mind, is he didn't put it out. He makes it sound like he put it out in piles. He put it out in single bills over the entire table until the entire table was covered.
And the girls were bored stiff.
And they were like, all right, then. So you want to
know? No, Stephen, they were fine with it. They were just watching the money coming down. It
was very fun.
I think Judd stopped me at like one point and said, "That's enough. You've put enough down." I was just there. One for you, one for you, one for you, one for you.
The one thing I'd like to do is show a few of the collections that Mikey has beefed up since he's done the cutback.
I think so.
And I think it'd be lovely to show. Don't have to talk a huge amount of time, but Mikey can talk over the picture, can't he?
So if I flash up a picture, Mikey, can you talk us through it?
Yeah.
Okay.
If it's a picture that I know about, Judd, if it's not sort of like holiday snaps.
Here we go. What the hell is going on there?
GECs.
GECs. Oh.
Arthur Wright's. GEC. So this isn't my latest photograph because I think I'm now at 29, but this is quite a recent one.
How many GECs did you have before the start of last year?
I got my first one at Sharp Show from Matt.
And it's there at the bottom right in the second one in.
Yeah.
Oh yes, the elephant toe.
We happened to be there when he bought that.
That's right.
That was my first GEC, and that was Sharp Show 23.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. We were sitting outside.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
right.
And I had watched because Stephen at the time you had well over 20 GECs, didn't you? I think you had about 26.
I had 25, 26.
And I didn't know a great deal about them, and I found them a little bit hard to fathom because of all the numbers, and the number meant you could have like a 96, but there was 3 different 96s, and I was like, hey, this is a bit complicated, but I slowly got my head around it, and I absolutely fell in love with them because these are what I felt case should have been.
Mm-hmm.
If you know what I mean. They had nice actions on them. They had lovely jig bone, lovely dyeing. All of mine are carbon steel. I know they occasionally do like a 440 stainless.
Yeah, they do, yeah.
But I was into the fact that they did 1095 carbon steel.
They do 440C. That's their stock stainless steel.
I know, usually on the higher end ones in Northfield, isn't it?
No, not necessarily. No, it's usually
that last Barlow they did with the nice yellow handles. That was 440C, and that's why I didn't want it.
They'll do it on nearly everything. It's usually a special, something special that they do it for.
But yeah, so I totally fell in love with like GECs. I felt they were a traditional American pocket knife. At the time, I didn't realise they were going for so much money in the States because they're quite hard to get hold of. Over here, they're still quite a reasonably priced knife for what you get.
Yeah, they are.
They are. And I mean, they're like hen's teeth. They're difficult to get, especially to get a model that you like and at the right price. But
the TC Barlows in America are nearly impossible to get, where we get a chance here of doing it on the secondary market because people do sell them.
Yeah.
And it's just a matter of finding having to be in the right group at the right time. Then when they come up, and you don't wait, you just buy.
But the one thing that I've learned is if you've got the patience, if you miss a knife, it will come round again.
Yeah.
And I have missed a few knives because I've not had the cash at the time, but they've always popped up again, and I've always managed to get them.
Yeah.
So if you really want a knife, it will come up for sale.
And Mikey, that stands for the price too. Sorry, Justin. That goes for the price as well. If it's too dear, somebody's selling it, and it's too dear for what you want to pay, just don't pay it. Wait. Because the next year it will come down.
Yeah, it's whether or not you can wait.
That's the
discipline, isn't it?
This is the discipline that's come more recently to me. Is if I think it's too much, me and Matt see a knife and we talk about it, and we both say it's too much. We really like the knife, but we just let it go. And quite often it doesn't sell.
Yeah.
And the price will like come down, or someone else will like put one up, and it's much cheaper.
Yeah.
So tell me this, Martin. I'm going to put you on the spot, and you've only got 3 seconds to answer this. Which one of the ones in the picture is your favorite?
The 71s, the Sodbusters.
Oh, these ones over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bull nose.
I've actually I only own one of those now because Matt's got one of those.
Very nice. Okay, let's move on to the next one.
Arthur
Wrights, standard Arthur Wrights. These are.
That is one hell of a collection.
And they're just the bog standard. Well, not bog standard, because there's some of the Moonraker specials up there.
Yeah, but they're still just the C70, like the same pattern. Yeah, but they've just got nicer scales on them. Arthur Wrights are I think they are the finest UK made slip joint that is made by a company, because they're so consistently good.
Hang on, I'm going to get to this next photograph, because apart from anything else, Mikey, I want you to look at this, and I want you to reflect on something that you said right at the beginning of
No, we don't have to go there, because this is special. This is special. These are these are standard Arthur Wright clip points, which don't include the twisted assisteds. These are Arthur Wright made clip points, of which there's 28 there, but I've actually got 30 of them.
Okay, but Mikey, correct me if I'm wrong. They're all the bloody same.
No, they're all the same clip point bar, though.
My point exactly.
But these are my Arthur Wright slip joints, and these are clip points.
All I'm saying, Mikey, is that you're not completely cured, which I'm sure everybody will.
I don't want just one Arthur Wright clip point.
Evidently, you don't, because it's not just Arthur Wrights.
Buck 110s.
This is going to be a theme through all these pictures, by the way, folks.
So, I mean, you've halved your collection, but you've still got a set of favorites that definitely still.
The Buck 110 has always been my favorite lock knife. Probably my favorite knife, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
but I've owned one since 1987, which is in there somewhere.
Yeah. It's still there?
Yeah, it's there somewhere. It's one of the square bolstered ones.
And if anybody's wondering, if anybody's seen the film Conspiracy Theory with Mel Gibson, you know the way the guy always goes into a shop, every time he passes a bookshop, he has to go in and buy a book. I think it's A Catcher in the Rye. Mikey's like that with Buck 10s and Arthur Wrights. It's just, I don't know, I think it helps him deal with anxiety or something.
No, I just love my Buck 110s. But bearing in mind, I have let 2 Buck 110s leave the collection.
I don't believe that for a moment.
I put one up for Randy's raffle, remember? And I gave one to a dear friend when he lost his dad last year, and I knew that he liked Buck 110s, and I couldn't really do much for him, but I thought I'd just send him a Buck 110 just to put a smile on his face, and he carries it every day as well.
And that's the biggest thing with the knife community, is giving a knife away. The pleasure that you get from giving a knife away is amazing. It's amazing.
No, it really is, because it's almost like passing on the pleasure.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And if the person, even if the person doesn't use it every day, just that wee gesture, just for that day, put a smile on his face.
A tramp stamp. Thanks, Ela. Yeah.
Is it true? Is it true? Sure.
I'll show you at Sharp Show.
Promises. Oh.
Yeah, who needs therapy? I just need a few more knives.
Yeah, and it sort of, not that it bugs me, but an awful lot of people say, well, what do you want all them knives for? Because I want them.
Yeah, I know. It is, but it's got nothing to do with. We keep on talking about this. What do you need in your collection? It's never about
Need anything.
It's about want. It's about pure desire.
This
Many
this is
cases,
purely about want. I feel
Yeah.
like perhaps Peter Tiffany is the only person that I know that uses every single knife that he owns.
Uh-huh.
But you know,
It's just, yeah.
I didn't realize that.
It's
yeah,
just pleasure.
the oak one. The oak one is a blade steel that I didn't have. It was from the custom shop, and it's S35.
I remember that.
Very nice. Very nice indeed.
So,
Very nice.
any more
indeed.
pictures, or have we?
We did, but before we go on, I do want to ask Mikey a question, just to sort of wrap up the part of the mystery of the process that you've gone through. Is, I mean, we talked about getting rid of doubles, about using the secondary market, about using mark and boxes of knives. But did in any part of this process of culling 300 knives actually involve losing any?
Of the cull, no. I did lose my first Michael May last year, didn't I? When I was at a wedding, I was the best man. I was a wee bit drunk. I thought it was in the room. I'm sure it was there, but I lost a knife. Funny enough, which is really strange, whilst in Texas, in the back of TK's car.
Really? So it's still in the back of it, back in the seat?
It's there somewhere. I literally bought it in the second-hand shop. We were driving down the road from said second-hand shop. There was a bit of extreme braking because we were having a bit of a laugh at the time. And the knife shot off of my leg because I was trying to take a picture of it. And I don't know where it's just disappeared. Nobody knows where it's gone. It's gone into like some void.
Yeah, Thrifty said he didn't keep it. He used it in his cull. Bless him.
So, yeah, so I mean, people say about losing knives. I've lost 4, but I found 2 of them, so I've only lost 2.
Yeah, these are nice ones coming up now.
Hold on a wee second. Let me get these ones up.
So, in all, it's been a really worthwhile execution of it.
I do feel a lot happier with the collection now. So it's the amount's coming down, as you say. I can see what's going on with it, and B, I feel like the ones that I've brought in are just much nicer.
Yeah.
You know,
and that's the thing, Mikey, is keep the thing in your head that not to go that mad again, is because it's very easy to go back into it.
Stephen, I have let so many go that that I've seen for sale that I thought I'll buy that, and I'm like, no, don't buy it because I don't really want it.
Yeah. And I mean, whereas previously you wouldn't have even second guessed yourself, would you?
No, I'd have just bought it. And these are my twisted assisted arthrites from all. These are from all 3 versions, from before the twisted stamp to the, and I've even got 2 of the prototypes there, which are really rare. And the 4th lot will be at Sharp Show, like the 4th batch.
What is the 4th batch? What is it? Or has he not told anybody yet?
It's Mike Carter again, yeah.
What is it? What knife though?
Oh, well, so there's a spear, there's a clip point, there's a senator, and there's a lamb's foot.
I fancy the spear and the clip point. That looks good.
This is my little indulgence. I let most of my cheaper knives go because I wasn't really carrying them, and there's nothing wrong with them, but I just felt like I'd moved past them, but I couldn't let go my Barlows. Now, before I got into slip joints, before Sharp Show 23, I didn't like the Barlow.
Yeah,
the Barlow was not a pattern that I ever thought about twice, and now I probably have more Barlows than anything else. But these little Chinese Barlows, there's Rough Riders, there's a Marbles, and a Queen there. They're fantastic. I don't think one of them cost much over 25 quid, all except for the Rough Rider Reserve, which is really hard to get now.
Yeah, I mean, that was to me, that little Barlow was one of Rough Rider's best knives that they ever produced.
Yeah, I mean, and that big sort of chunky spear on it as well. But just to one side there is the Granddaddy Barlow that you gave me, Stephen. That is such a big knife, but it is so cool. But underneath that one is that Cinnamon Stag Barlow in carbon, and that's one of my favourite Barlows.
Yeah, I do the same, absolutely. And I only got mine this year. And
it's a lovely,
I also
lovely
got
knife.
The Whittler in the same bone and the same carbon steel. Absolutely fantastic Whittler.
What a lovely series of nice Barlow Rough Rider. Yeah. Absolutely stunning.
I mean, one of these will do me all day. You know.
I think they're is it T10 carbon steel?
Yeah, I've no idea what that is even. Couldn't care.
It sharpens lovely. It gets a wickedly sharp edge.
That wee Barlow, honestly, it just goes like a razor blade. It'll not last long.
It's got pinch bolsters. It's got threading. It's just lovely.
It's ridiculous. Under £20. Just scary.
But just before we move on to talk about some of the knives that we've actually got over the last year and whatever else, Mikey, MB's got a good question to sort of round up this conversation. Mike, do you appreciate the knives you still have?
100%. The ones that I've kept that I had pre the cull are the ones that I will probably never get rid of, like a lot of the old bucks, the A-locks sacks, and some of the fixed blades. There's still some more fixed blades that will be going. I'd like to get that down to 10.
Well, or even get rid of them and buy 2 really good ones.
A TRC Apocalypse or a Bark River Grizzly Bear, maybe.
2 good ones just to start with.
I'd stick with the knives. Pets are very, very expensive.
Especially ones that are like ancient.
No.
So, Mikey, thank you for sharing with us.
Yeah,
apart from anything else, it has been a joy, hasn't it?
It's been a joy to watch him do it.
Yeah.
And the pleasure that he got out of selling and then rebuying something he really wanted is just fantastic.
But to actually get to change a collection like that so substantially, I mean, it's a different collection now, Mikey, isn't it? Really?
Oh, absolutely.
And it's still a fantastic one.
It's gone from modern locking knives to, which were probably about 70% of my collection, to about 85% slip joint.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a big change there, especially when you wasn't into that type of knife ever previously. Because my only slip joint my only 2 slip joints for over 30 years was the British Army knife and a Victorinox. Because my main knife was a Buck 110. So to get rid of all those modern knives that I thought were really good, that were really flickable and this, that, and the other, just to go to one where you want to walk and talk, you actually want to hear it.
Yeah. And you break your nails trying to open it.
Yeah, but that's a part of the fun of it.
The pain hits you because it's nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a joy.
Very joy. But I suppose true thanks, or the real thanks for this achievement, should of course go to the one and only Slip Joint Sawyer, who, as usual, the big troll, is claiming all the credit. So,
can I? I've got to be honest. I speak to him every day. I do speak to him every day. All we do is we talk about.
Mike, we're getting into mental health now.
Yeah, I know. You can't get help for that.
And the next knife and stuff. And if I want a handle changing, all he says to me is just send it to me, and he'll So this was one of my early French knives that I got. Me and Elan ordered these. And it's absolutely wonderful, but it had its problems. I got it working really well. I got it to get a really nice snap, but it had one major fault. It had blade wrap like you wouldn't believe. It used to smash in to the back of the back spring. Matt took this apart for me, unpinned it, and if you can see, you can't see the pin there for the back spring because it's underneath the covers. the way they make these is very complicated, overly complicated, but it shows off their skills. But Matt took this apart, ground down the back spring for me, put it back together, polished it all up, and it's absolutely wonderful. And you would not know that it's been done.
He's doing a great job at the minute. Amazing job.
It is incredible.
So you've been too quiet. Show us some of the knives that you've bought. Give us a wee, 3 or 4 knives at a time. We'll go fast.
Well, Tim Titus's question is quite timely. Tim, I'm not even at the match for these guys, I have to say. So my collection is just over 120 knives or so, and if I included the fixed blades in it, it'd probably get to 130, 140. But I mean, I'm talking, I've got a reasonable amount of knives in my collection, as opposed to these lunatics.
I remember when you was sub 100, so your collection is growing. It just doesn't. Well, it just hasn't grown as fast.
But my collection, though, my collection's done pretty much the same one at a smaller scale as yours has, Mikey. Because remember that I used to have 120 Swiss Army knives, just Swiss Army knives. Now I've got that down to about 20 Swiss Army knives, no more than that. But I used to have 5 of every model. And before I came to my senses after being inspired by the big fella here and started to buy other knives. So it's the same process, but it's on a slightly more tied in scale. I am working towards Elan's target of 20 knives, but I've given up.
You're not.
At it. Yeah, no, but I like to keep Elan happy. Otherwise,
I hope that's just lip service and you're not actually going to do it.
Service. Just don't tell Elan that.
Roger that.
But it's my collection is 100, 120, and over the last year and a half, it's really shifted towards more traditional slip joint knives. I've still got maybe a dozen modern knives, half of them Spideys, half of them other locking models, like a few Benchmade and a few other ones, and I've still got my sacks, which I love, but a lot of them are going down the more traditional route. So I've got my mini collection of GECs, and my favorite GEC. Well, you have it, Mikey. My favorite GEC, which is not strictly, is made by GEC, is the Cripple.
The Cripple Creek.
Best knife I've made in 10 years.
And no doubt in my mind about it.
I like it. I haven't got one yet, but I will have one.
And I mean, the only reason Stephen hasn't got this one is because it was very flaming spenny. I mean,
I just wouldn't spend it, so I'll wait 2 or 3 years and get it cheaper.
It is the most gorgeous knife. It really is.
It is an expensive knife, even by GEC standards over here.
£230,
yeah, 225.
Yeah, but I traded for mine, so I didn't. It was even for me.
I haven't been able to get either or, but I'm quite happy because, as we talked about earlier on, I've got to the stage now where if it's too spenny, don't get it. Just wait.
But it will come around. You will get one. You will get.
I'm never in that much of a rush. I'll either die before I get it, and then I'll not care anyway. So just wait.
Yep. And I mean that works. But this one I indulged the same way that Mikey indulged in the what was the one you showed first? I can never remember the name of that one.
The Jeffrey Mitchell.
I traded with Congi for this, and it was just a great deal. A couple of knives moved on that I wasn't using, and a couple of knives came back in. And then the other side of the coin is, of course, one thing that hasn't cropped up, in spite of talking about Arthur Wright, is Ashley Harrison's have become a really big part of my collection. I have about 13 or 14 of them, not as many as some people. Mikey, tell us how many you've got.
15.
Is that all?
17.
Higher.
20. I can't. I've run out of fingers and toes.
I still don't think that's as many as Slippy has, but this is one of our latest ones, which was a fantastic fantasy. It's just hard to describe this one from Ashley. This was We asked him to do a variation on a Dino pattern, and he got the handle, outstanding variation on a trapper with a big drop base at the back in micarta.
It's the jigging though.
The
It was the
jigging
jigging
on
on
micarta
this.
is unbelievable.
That's truly fantastic.
But the Dino pattern, which is almost like a reverse tanto, actually turned into one of his fat spear variants, and it is just outstanding. It really is. Fantastic knife in 01, which is what Ashley does all of his in, and lovely red micarta. Now I haven't, my micarta is kind of dull. Yours is quite shiny, Mikey, isn't it?
I think mine was a little bit darker because I gave you the choice of the knives, and I think I had the slightly darker
Yeah, but
one.
I really want to have a go. Haven't seen Slippy do the work that he's done on some of the scale materials in terms of polishing.
Yeah.
I want to see if I can get this one polished up and shining a wee bit more. But
oh, the action on this one is just
to die for.
I'm actually thinking of getting a wee polishing machine.
Ooh,
No,
we'll have a go. Definitely.
Just because I liked it so much.
But it is phenomenal. It really is. Lovely
yeah, it is. It's a handful as well, isn't it?
It really is beautiful. So yeah, Ashley Harrison's play a big part of it. I've got a mini collection of case, and I've got some lovely case knives, including a one of a kind. And this was a knife I got this year, so I mean, you can't talk about it. I mean, this was a knife we got this year, which was the Case Crossroads Sodbuster.
Oh yeah. The S35 modern
Sodbuster in burlap micarta, which is an absolutely stunning knife. Lovely take, modern take on a pattern that is so popular, and for very good reason.
Yeah.
This is a screwed construction, but not on this knife, because this knife has been taken and slipified. Slippy took this knife, put brass liners on it, brass webs, I should say, and pinned it in brass, because he said screws are for losers. So basically,
but that brass with that burlap,
it works.
It pops.
It really
just
does.
pops.
And the extra weight and heft it adds to it, because it was such a light knife. And I mean, that was part of the attraction of it, but I just didn't like the action, because the action on the G10 liners was kind of grinding.
Yeah, it's kind of slow, the action on it, isn't
it? On this, it is just phenomenal.
Beautiful knife.
Beautiful. I mean, fantastic job done. So those are a couple of the knives from my collection that sort of showcase the kind of stuff that I've been lucky enough to come into this year. Completely different to what I've bought or come across in previous years. So, Stephen, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, I'll sort of follow your lead there. I mean, Ashley's is something that I've bought quite a few of this year. Two of my favorite. One is this flat bolsters, which is the first flat bolster I've ever had from Ashley, which is just the most gorgeous clip point in inhumane wood.
Oh, lignum
vitae. Yes, I knew it was something like that. Lignum vitae, and this wood comes from a bowling ball, because that's the only place you can get lignum vitae, and they have to cut a bowling ball up, and they only get a few out of it because obviously it's round. They can only get a few scales out of it, but my gosh, it's worth it. Absolutely.
And they're not the big bowling balls for like a 10-pin. They're crown green bowling balls, so they are quite small.
And another blade that I've really fallen in love with this year, and this is an Ashley I got this year when we went over to visit. We had ordered these, and I picked it up there. It was the first time he'd done jigging, and I got this one with a full back spring on it. Just a stunning, but a thin spear. I mean, I love my fat spears, still do to this day. That would be my thing. But I've bought a couple of Ashleys now. Just have a bog standard one, a thin spear.
I can recommend.
That's really one that I didn't go for. Do you remember? That was one that I didn't go for.
And you regret it now, Maggie, don't you?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Now,
every day.
But the thing that I've talked about getting customs, and I'll maybe come back to them if we get a chance. But I got two knives that I would consider grail knives this year. And that I didn't expect. These were out of the blue, complete, just didn't expect them. And it's because I sold a very expensive knife that I had, and it was one that had been given to me by a company, very expensive knife, into 4 figures, that was just given to me. That's the second one they've given me, actually. But I'd had it for a couple of years, and I was ready to move it on because it wasn't something that I would carry. It was too posh for me to carry. I loved promoting it because it was just
Such a
CNC
knife.
excellence.
Yeah.
It's just CNC, and it was just excellent, no faults whatsoever. It was just immaculate.
But the sound of that,
it was just
the ting on that was musical. It was,
absolutely,
it was unbelievable.
But so I sold it, and I bought this. I got this and another knife in a trade for them. The other one's a beautiful case, Tony Bowes.
Oh, that's stunning. That case is special.
Yeah, SHOT Show special from the year 2000, which was the year I got married. So it had all that significance. And I got this, which is a South African maker. This is Jensen, and this has a beautiful blade on it. You can see that
Damascus?
Damascus blade on it. And this is going back to the 80s, early 80s, late 70s, early 80s, when it wasn't quite as refined as what Damascus is now, but it's still beautiful. But the thing is that these handles, this is elephant ivory, and I just always wanted one. I seen Tony Meador, who you'll see, and he's been on the show a few times. He always had a nice collection that had them. But Jack Wolf, Ben Belkin, he has a lovely collection of ivory.
Yeah.
Now, again, this is the early 80s, late 70s, early 80s, before the ban came in. The man who made this is passed now, but it's such a beautiful big knife. The only trouble I find with this,
you don't use it.
I don't use it, and I don't have many knives I don't use, and it hurts me that I don't use it. Will I probably will take it to weddings, or I'll take it to something like that, because it's such a lovely knife.
What you need to do is what you always do. Just pick
use
it up and stick it in
and
the
I do that.
pocket.
Yeah, I do that with most knives. I'll just end up
do
using
it
it.
without one.
But
Just do it without one. Dare you? No. He's a big Mikey. What is he?
That was the first one. The next one was a complete surprise because it was bought in the secondary market, and it's an Ashley Harrison. And it's a one-off because he actually made this knife with the remnants of mammoth bone, which I'd always wanted. But it's too expensive. We tried to price it up to get him to make one for us, but it was just stupid price. I just wouldn't have paid the price. But he made a knife in mammoth bone for another one of his customers, who I know now. And he had a bit left, and he says, "Would you like me to make you a wee pen knife?" And I love pen knives. I have quite a large collection of little pen knives. But this one is an Ashley Harrison custom with mammoth on it. And look at that beautiful little thing. Look at that beautiful little back spring on it. Just beautiful. Everything about it is actually Harrison, except for at the back, there's a crack in where the pin goes in. On the very last tap that Ashley done, and Mammoth is known for this anyway, but the very last tap, it cracked, and he could have broke his heart. Now the fella still wanted it and took it off him, but obviously at a reduced price to Ashley, bless his cotton sock. But it was just to get one, and it's stabilized now. It's not going to move. I carry this regular little fifth pocket knife, or I put it in a slip if I just want it to be my all-day knife. I just love it.
But don't you find when you have a little imperfection on a knife, it's fine to use it? You just use it.
Yeah. I mean, these I would have to use. This would I have to use. It doesn't have a fancy blade. It's just a proper pen knife, a gentleman's knife.
That's another toffee one.
It is. It's just that lovely.
Can I just say that comment that was brought up by Nigel Loftus about someone's certain birthday on Sharp Show? Can I just point out that it's Nigel's birthday on Sunday in 2 or 3 days' time?
Ah, happy birthday, Nigel!
Happy birthday, Nigel! So if anyone's going to be getting the bumps at Sharp Show, it might be Nigel.
Anybody who gives me the bumps and chirp show better be ready to absorb a manslaughter trial, because that many bumps, no man's going to survive.
To be fair, Judd, it would only take one of us to like do it, though, wouldn't it?
Well, that's true. You just throw me up in your hand.
Yeah.
Oh, happy birthday, Nige.
Happy birthday, Nigel, for Sunday.
To get 2 of these was just special.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
just to say, I got another little one, another little penknife, and this one's by Sheffield maker. I can't remember his bloody name now. But I got this, and it was in pretty ropey condition. What does that say? Is it Johnson?
I think it is Johnson. No, J.R. Thompson.
J.R. Thompson, Sheffield knife maker. Another lovely penknife, but the scales weren't great on it. So I sent this to Matt, and he put what was that scale?
Bog.
No, it wasn't. It was a
Wenge.
Wengewood.
Wenge?
It is same thing, just same pronunciation, different letters. So it really is just beautiful, and the grain actually stands out, and you can feel it. Yeah, it's just the most beautiful. And this now is an absolute user. Just love pen knives. That's what reminds me of my granddad, because he always carried a wee pen knife for his
like
pipe.
That, yeah,
it was a wee pipe knife.
Perfect. Well, that's what Stuart McRae swears by. Is a wee pen knife for his pipe.
That's
very
lovely.
true. It's very
so
true.
Yeah, that's some of the ones that I've got this year from it. Mikey, what other ones have you bought this year?
Can I hang on a second before we go into that? Can I just say that I'm starting to feel a little bit intimidated by the comments in the chat? Okay, because Peter Tiffany's offering to bounce me up and down his knee. And I mean, I like Tiffers, but come on.
To be fair, he's very very tactile. He does like a cuddle.
I'll go.
He does like a cuddle.
I'll go in place of Judd.
Nobody will survive you sitting on their knee, Stephen. No, not even Tiffers. If he's built like a brick, whatever. Anyway, Mikey, sorry, go.
Right, so lots of that, but lots of wonderful stuff in. I want to these Moonrakers.
Oh, they were a feature this year, weren't they?
Now, a little bird tells me there's a little piece of wood left, and there's going to be a few more coming.
Ooh.
He also tells me that the next batch is in a very nice dark chestnut. But you haven't heard that from me. But yeah, so these are just wonderful. It's just Arthur White Barlow, 70 carbon steel blade. But look at that flame maple.
But see, this is the thing. And I mean, you know me, I don't particularly collect the basic Arthur Wrights, whatever. But I have to say, see this whole series, you've got the most beautiful clip point blade in the world. Without, I mean,
one of the best. Yeah, one of the best, definitely.
Absolutely. And the Arthur Wright clip point, you've got it on that handle, or that series set of handles, and it just transforms what is a bog standard knife into an absolute work of art. It's fantastic.
It is.
Well, this was the whole thing when we had our topic about modifying knives, and we had Matt on, didn't we? Stephen, you weren't up for this at first, was you? You thought that if you buy the knife, it should be as you want it.
Yeah, my saying was, a simple saying was, if you have to modify it, you bought the wrong knife.
Now, the first time I heard you say that was when Justin bought the Vapor Puffin scales for his UK PK. Was that last year, or was that the year before? Last year, wasn't it?
Last year, yeah, for the Urban.
And he bought a set of scales, and they were absolutely fantastic. Now, I fell in love with a GEC, but I hated the scales because it was faux tortoiseshell acrylic. And again, Matt came to the rescue. So I've got this lovely GEC. What an action this has got. With
beautiful
old English oak on it.
Oh, I've got that old English oak, and it's just gorgeous.
And if you had seen this with that faux acrylic tortoiseshell, I hated it. But I love the knife. I love the elegant clip point blade with the long nail pull. I love the copperhead type bolster. I just hated the scales, but I spent quite a bit of money on this, well over £100, and then Matt did that for me, and it's transformed the knife. It's just
absolutely, it's just a killer knife.
And it's as you say, even on a basic knife or on something that costs a bit more, that handle is that's what makes the knife sort of really pretty, isn't it?
Yeah.
And can I compare it to another piece of Matt's handiwork?
Yeah.
Which was again an expensive knife, but wasn't getting any use because I didn't like the handles. And this was
what was the handles on it originally?
It was pale blue, sky blue G10.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they didn't look good.
On an expensive knife, I mean, I got it
on a custom knife.
Yeah, it was an expensive custom knife at the time, but it wasn't made in my order. I got it on the secondary market, and obviously somebody else had moved it on. But Matt took it and did that to it.
Put it back a wee bit. Let's the light go on it. Turn it up.
There we go.
Turn it up. That's it.
Oh, look at that! That looks like a different knife.
It really does.
It's stunning.
That looks like an absolutely stunning custom. That looks like saying it's just, and it's that handle again. There's so much going on, and it's just.
Because G10 on a custom knife should never really happen.
No.
And blue G10 as well. It
was kind of insipid blue. It wasn't like a.
No, you got it at a good price, didn't you?
It got it at a decent price, and it was a lovely knife, S30V steel, beautifully made and everything, and it's a shing. So I mean, it's a really well made knife.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
But if you want to get a shing, you want it to be a wee bit special. So Matt made it a wee bit special for me, which was fantastic. Which is what you're talking about.
And that can just transform a knife, and it did for that. For that Arthur Wright. Not even though they moved to the Eiki wood, the Eiki wood is still fantastic. It looks lovely.
Yeah, Eiki wood is beautiful.
The latest Tiny Haynes is walnut, and that's amazing. That looks fantastic.
Is it out yet? Is it out yet, the walnut?
Yeah, it's been out for ages.
Why have I not got it?
Because you're slow. Unlike Mikey, who is like lightning fast on the uptake.
I actually bought another one from Moonraker. I'll have to say, really unhappy with it. It came out, one side is lovely looking and the other side is just boring.
Oh dear.
Boring.
But that's the whole idea of the wood, isn't it? Wood is so unpredictable. It's just,
and it's that buying when you don't get to see it. That's the downside of buying blind.
Generally most knives, but generally on the second-hand market, people have taken lots of photos, haven't they? Because they're just selling one knife.
It'll be going after Sharp Show, and I recover from what I spend at Sharp Show. I'm sending it to Matt to put new covers on it because it's.
Now my knife for Blade Show in Texas in March, I picked up my Buck 110 custom shop in Magna Cut. Absolutely beautiful. I love that knife. But then not long after I come back, they released a Buck of the Month, and it was the 111. And this is a Buck 110 with the 55 scooped bolsters in ebony with a Magna Cut blade.
Holy Moses.
And I grabbed that, and this is one hell of a 110. This has definitely been up there.
It's the 110 plus one.
It's the 111, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just absolutely fabulous. I was so lucky to get one of these. I think they may have made 1,000, and they sold out pretty fast.
It's funny. I just sent a 112 to Matt today to rescale it because it's a S30V one and it was in G10.
Yeah, that's a beauty, Mikey. That is an absolute beauty.
Absolutely stunner. And one that I know Stephen got, because there was two of them, was by our friend Ron. RC Knives. Pretty much my only friction folder had been a Spord because it was in carbon steel, and it was a great little knife. The handles broke on it. Fortunately, Matt made some wooden scales for it, and it's absolutely great now. But Stephen picked up one of these, and I picked up one of these, and
for a song as well.
These as a friction folder with that Scandi grind, so great for bushcraft and stuff.
Yeah.
In some of the most gorgeous ebony I've ever seen.
They're just beautiful. And it's not just black ebony. You can actually see the
Oh,
dark
it's
wood.
got, it's
The,
got,
the,
yeah,
the
it's
dark
probably
brown
not going
wood.
to pick it up now, but it's got some
Yeah.
lovely sort of texture
Beautiful.
into it.
Beautiful knife.
But so well made, and some, look at that side piece of brass there.
I know.
It's amazing.
Fantastic.
And in the hand, I love this. And I'm not the world's biggest friction folder fan, but this is my friction folder. This is just lovely.
Yeah.
And you can literally do anything bushcraft with that.
Yeah.
The tang sits in there and it gets round the web of your fingers, so it'll never close on you. It might bend in your hand.
This is a big knife, yeah?
Yeah.
But it's UK legal.
Yeah. Yeah, because it folds and it's less than 3.
That's why you've got that big hand, but you've got like a 3-inch blade,
Phenomenal.
which, you know, for most bushcraft tasks.
Yeah, absolutely.
The blade is only 2.75.
Good grief.
So it's more handle than it is blade, but that makes it to be really comfortable.
Fantastic.
Right, lads, I hate to do this because we haven't got anywhere near through any of the knives that we've done, but we're an hour and 10 minutes in, and we have yet to get to the big news of this show. And as as Knifeless is saying, it's school night, so let's start to wind it up. Okay, so
you take this one away, boss.
I think it's just been a lovely opportunity to look again, because we've done this, I think, about this time of year the last 2 years now, and it's that state of the collection is where you're at with it, and it's usually coming up to Sharp Show. So it's a beautiful lead-in to what we're looking out for, what we're hoping for, and you know, maybe what's going to surprise us if and when we get the Sharp Show, like last year and the year before and whatever else.
Yeah.
However, the big surprise of this year, which will probably come as no surprise to everybody out there because we've been teasing it for so long, is that we will not just be at Sharp Show.
No.
We will be working with James Richards.
Bring the screen up, Judd. Bring your screen up because you're tiny in the corner.
Sorry.
Let's get the full effect of this because this is special.
We, Stephen and Mikey, will be working with James Richards as the representatives of Arthur Wright and Sons at Sharp Show, and we will, all things being equal and with our both fingers crossed, all fingers crossed, we will have a selection
of Arthur Wright knives.
Of Arthur Wright knives for sale on the day.
Yeah.
And we are going to, it's going to make the show for us.
Oh, absolutely.
Because the last 2 years we've been there as punters, we've been there as collectors, we've been there enjoying the company and the crack with everybody else. This year is going to put a whole new dimension on it, which we're really looking forward to. So we will hopefully be there, like Dan at Bladebridge, like Mark Congredon, like James himself. We'll be behind the table hoping that you guys will come and see us.
And this is selling affordable knives at a shop, so which is, it can be quite expensive, to be honest with you. The prices in a lot of the tables are prohibitive to a lot of people that I know.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have a few tables like Mark and like Twisted Assisted, like Dan, where you can go along there, and if you haven't got the money to break the bank, you can still leave with a decent knife.
Yeah.
And that's the joy for us to do that. But the big part, Mikey, you take this one. What else will we have apart from Arthur Wright knives?
Apparently, our table is right next to TRC, where those attractive women are.
Bonus!
No, even better, even better than attractive young foreign ladies. we will have as well. So we will have a limited number of Arthur Wright knives. So if you do want one, come and see us quickly. We will also have a limited number of Ashley Harrison custom knives.
Made specially for this show.
I believe they are all one-offs. Every single one is different.
Yeah.
Now, on the back of that, and Nigel, you bring up a good point. We are not and cannot take advance orders. It is first come, first served. We are going to put the knives out on the table, and if you come and get it, you come and get it. We're not saving knives for people because that would just be unfair. More to the point, we want to be there selling,
and we're not going to have hundreds of knives there. This is going to be a limited number because
we will not have a lot of knives. No. We will not have a lot of stock. We are hoping that you lot come and buy them within the first 10 minutes so we can go and buy something.
Yeah, I mean, we have knives that last us all day. They'll go quickly. And the Ashley Harrisons, we all know how hard it is to get an Ashley Harrison. This is your chance to just buy it, but also see it before you buy it, which is going to be the joy for a lot of people, even just to get a look at them. So,
yeah, and bear in mind, guys, that they are carbon steel. So if you've got really bad sweaty, like hands, please don't like burn fingerprints onto the blades like a certain Matt Sawyer does with his acidic sweat.
And I think Matt said he's going to be down at Dan.
That's right. Matt's going to be on with Dan Bladebridge.
Yeah.
Matt's got some knives there as well. All kinds of slip joints and stuff. Dan's got all kinds of customs going on and other knives. Mark Congi has like triple the amount of tables that he had last year. He's been like putting like pictures up. He's got bundles and he's got a bargain table. He had a bargain box last year. This year he's got a bargain table. I've been sending him so many knives. He don't know what to do with them.
We know what to do with them. Buy them. Good ones.
But yeah, this is going to make our show special. And me and Justin, normally we rush to get a plane at the end of the day. We're having to rush up to get a plane. This year we're staying over, so there's no rush to get away. We can chat and enjoy the full day experience, and maybe get something to eat without Mikey and
if anybody does see me by the TRC table, can you just pull me away?
No.
What's the new Michael Harrison design?
Oh, it's based on the what do you call it? The barber, isn't it? That single-bladed barber that he's done.
Oh, he's done them.
Well, he's done he's done the prototypes. He said he would try and get a couple for us to like take down. Whether or not they're going to be there, we don't know.
We don't know what we're going to get.
We don't know what we're going to get. We've not seen them. It's whatever they've got ready on the Friday morning before Sharp Show when I go in there and say, "Give me all your stock." And I'm going in with a balaclava and a sawn-off 12 gauge.
And can I just say this would be really helpful to us. If you have cash, it would be immense to have cash payments. But we will take PayPal. Don't think we're not going to. We can take PayPal, but it would be just so, because we've got to split money up, if you like, between different places, because we're going to sell knives ourselves.
Yeah.
We're not yet. We are not a shop. Yeah. We need it as easy as possible. This is just like the PPP knife, right? We are not a retailer. We are not set up to be a retailer. If you could bring cash, that's brilliant. If you're absolutely struggling, we can take a PayPal friends and family payment. But that is it. That's all. That's the best we can do.
Over a lovely knife, and you hand me a credit card, and somebody said, "I've got cash." They get it.
Yeah, you have been warned here, people.
Yeah. And I'm nasty. I am nasty.
We are making this plain. It's cash or credit card, and when we say cash, we mean UK sterling. We don't want rubles, right?
Well,
the exchange rate is terrible for us. But so cash or PayPal. We cannot accept any other form of payment. We are not a retailer. We are doing this for Arthur rights, and it's just us doing it as a friends thing. So please, we need cash.
And
really
they want to see if it's worth their while doing a table another.
It's a taster, isn't it? They've just dipped a toe in for like us because we asked them. We asked them.
This is the trust that we have built up with Michael at Arthur Wrights. He is trusting us to give us a whole bunch of knives, and we pay him the money once we've sold them. That is a huge amount of trust for a small retailer, and I can't tell you how much it really does warm my.
Can I just say though, you two have got the trust in me that I'm going to go and pick up a car full of knives and then come and pick you up from the airport. I'm going to be gone. You'll never see me again. I'll have 10 new Ashleys and 40 new Arthur Wrights, and it'll be great. I'll be gone, never to be seen again.
Yeah, that's your collection, sort of minimizing.
I've been waiting for this moment for 3 years. I'm finally.
Just to let you know, Mikey, we have hired a private detective. He will follow your every move.
Is it Peter Tiffany?
No, he's a trained killer.
Right.
That's why I said it.
Enough of this nonsense, because the final piece of news is just to remind everybody that, incredible as it is that we will be selling Arthur Wright knives incredible as it is that it is Sharp Show next week,
Oh,
the most important thing to remember, folks, is that on the 27th of September, Judd will be celebrating his 60th birthday.
yes.
So you make sure and come and give me
Can I just say though,
A
you
big
don't,
slap on the
look
back.
60.
A real big whacker.
You don't. So everyone's got to come down, and everyone's got to buy him a knife.
Oh God, no! I've got to get home in the plane.
Nobody's got to buy him a knife. You've all got to buy me a knife. No,
Folks,
that's not it.
thank you very much for joining us. This has been an absolute cracking show.
Yeah, it has. And next week we'll maybe talk about we'll maybe finish this off a wee bit, some of the other nights, but then we'll also talk about our expectations of SHOT Show, what we're looking for of Sharp Show. I knew it was that.
Are we going to SHOT Show as well?
And we'll ask, if you've got any memories of Sharp Show or you've got anything you're really looking for this year, please let us know in the talk next week, and we can talk about that knife as well. Just
if you've got any photos from the previous Sharp shows, send them to us. We're like put them up on the screen.
Before we go, I feel duty bound to give a massive plug for MBEDC because the Sunday live stream is back up and running. So
what time?
Go check out. Is it
9 o'clock? What time is it, Mark?
9:30,
something like that. And Andrew, keep watching the show. We'll have more news about the new PP knife in the coming weeks. I would imagine.
Yeah, it'll be. And we've just got to get Sharp Show out of the way.
We'll talk about it after Sharp Show, but there will be one coming. It's going to be good, but that's a future
it's
show.
On order, so it should be soon. But there'll not be a big long run in this time. You'll pay for it up front as normal because that's the way we have to pay, Michael. But it'll be a matter of days when you get the knife. It'll not be. We're not taking any money until we have all the knives in hand.
Yeah.
Do we have a special guest offering for next week?
Himself again, but I mean, you'll come on next week if you're invited. So you're back off.
Yeah, he will. Yeah,
of course he will.
He's very hard to say no to because he looks like the dwarf from Lord of the Rings. Gimli. He looks like Gimli, doesn't he? Yeah.
So, folks, thank you very much for everything for joining us tonight, and we will catch you again this time next week. So, adios.